PATC post-game show. We're going to be watching the end of Illinois in Kansas. Illinois with an interception, had a pick six earlier in the game. We're going to be watching the end of North Carolina State. My team, the team I fell in love with, the team that I could not fall out of love with, they're down 20-3. They had a pick six. They threw a pick six. The big story of today, Notre Dame Fighting Irish goes down to Northern Illinois. The ramifications of that game never ends if you think about it. A road win, Northern Illinois. Marcus Freeman's, he's had 3 losses at home as a big favorite. This is year 3. This is not year 1. This is not year 2. You go down to College Station, you go down to Kyle Field, you win that game against an SEC opponent, something you've not been able to do, and then you come home and you get beat. You got legitimately beat. Legitimately beat. I don't know, man. I don't know. I look, the Notre Dame's wide receivers, again, we talk about this every year. I don't know what the program needs to do. I don't know what Notre Dame needs to do. They've got to find a way to attract top-level wide receiver talent. And then they got to develop them. And then they got to keep them. And I'm not blaming everything on the wide receivers, but they don't get open. They don't get open. They don't get open. And then Riley Leonard, good quarterback, tough quarterback, but he can't throw the ball in rhythm. He cannot pull the trigger. He cannot step back, a 3-step back, 5-step back, plant his foot and throw in rhythm. He's got to jump around or he's got to move around before he throws the ball. Illinois has the ball at the 5-yard line. Rolling out, big catch. First down, Illinois at the 27-yard line. Kansas 17, Illinois 13. 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. Jeremiah Love, good back. Jadarian Price, good back. You don't use him enough. But Notre Dame's offensive line, I'm not even sure they're average, to be honest with you. And then their defense, their great defense. That's a big loss for Illinois. That great defense. Northern Illinois has one guy. One guy you need to stop. Ontario Brown, and you couldn't stop him. You couldn't stop him on the ground. You couldn't stop him in the air as he made that big real route reception. Northern Illinois shocks the country, shocks Notre Dame, defeats Notre Dame. So you know what you can do? You know what I can do? What we all can do with our predictions of Notre Dame going to the expanded playoffs? If they lose another game, and if they play anything like that, they will. Suddenly, Notre Dame was a lock after beating Texas A&M on the road, and now they're going to need a miracle. They're going to have to run the board, and I don't know if they can do that. I don't think they can make any big plays. Unless Jeremiah Love is hurdling a defender, I don't think he can make the big play. And then one last thing on Notre Dame. I'm going to open up the phone lines as early as possible. This is what this post game is all about. You call in. Give me your emotional feelings on any of these games. Again, this is the risk. The risk of Notre Dame, of NBC, of a media company, having a media contract with a stand-alone team, even as valuable as Notre Dame. Because suddenly Notre Dame's, if they get another early loss, that schedule, the value of those games become less. And that's the problem. When you have a media contract with an entire conference, you can shuffle it around. Some teams are going to win that you don't expect. Some of your big brand teams are going to have a great season. And you're going to have enough content to fill in your top spots. But when you have a standalone contract with Notre Dame, this is the risk for NBC. Texas smothers, crushes Michigan. We're not going to spend much time on that because we did a watch party on it. We did a watch party on the game. Right now, Nebraska 28, Colorado 0. Nebraska is absolutely destroying the Buffaloes. Not even competitive. It sounds like Shiloh Sanders, might have broken his forearm in the game. It's been all Nebraska. And I talked about Dylan Raiola all off season. He's a special talent. Nebraska's offensive line not being challenged. I thought they would, even though Colorado's defense is horrific. But Nebraska, this is too easy. It's an absolute blowout. So anyway, this is college football. Peek around the corner. Post game, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it yet. Smash the like button. Open up your notifications if you want to support this college football rebel outpost with a donation to help us keep the lights on as we go deep into the night. Hit that $, we make a comment, and I will get to you super chat as quick as I possibly can. John Till, super chat. Notre Dame is responsible for a G5 playoff team again. We were going to have a G5 playoff team anyways. We're going to have a G5 playoff team. And Northern Illinois jumps to the front of the line. Right? I mean, if they go 11-1, 12-0 in the MAC, and I don't know if they're going to, but if they do that, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult for any other G5 school to get ahead of Northern Illinois because they beat Notre Dame in South Bend. Unbelievable. Nick Kelso, thank you, Nebraska. The Colorado, Deion Sanders, that team has serious issues. It ain't going to survive. They're not, 4-8, 3-9, whatever. But what's going on here? Illinois has the ball at their 20-yard line, 22-yard line. We are going to open up the phone lines. We're going to go through just start of the fourth quarter. We're going to open up the phone lines right now. Give me a call at any game. 763-260-1333. Again, this is a post game, not a watch party. I'm going to be watching Illinois and Kansas. I'm going to be watching my Wolfpack get pounded by Tennessee and all the other games. Jamie Thornton. I agree, Greg. Look at the turnover after year one of Colorado. Things look even worse this year. Mireya Garcia, the moderator, the one who rules with an iron fist. Unbelievable.
Call from
Ryan Thomas.
Ryan Thomas is on the line. The floor is yours. But before you say a word, I know all the BYU fans are being a little tough on Jake Retzlaff. However, you got to admit, my man, you've got to admit that last where he pitched it out, where he got rocked, where he know he was going to get rocked, but he waited to the last second, pitched it out to Miles Davis. He goes down the sideline. He's a gutsy kid. He's not the most talented kid. He's going to give up the ball a lot, but that kid has heart. Ryan Thomas, the floor is yours.
Well, I mean, 3 4th downs, 4th and 1s, that shotgun. The offensive coordinator we have, Aaron Roderick's terrible, Greg. I mean, he makes Brian Ferenz look like I mean, he makes Brian Ferenz look like the pirate Mike Leach. So I mean, it's like I told you 6 weeks ago that the offense would be terrible, but that defense would surprise. And I mean, I'm excited for the defense. I mean, I thought they played very well. Of course, when we get to Big 12 play, that's going to be a much more difficult series. But I mean, it's going to be a much more difficult schedule when we get there. But overall today, I don't know. Maybe this week it's Greg the lukewarm.
I'm doing okay.
You called the Iowa State.
In some ways, I'm doing okay. Some ways, I'm getting rocked. North Carolina State, that pick six, that destroyed me.
Yeah. I mean, but I mean, I will say, I mean, that Iowa State game at the end. I mean,
wow.
That was a great ending. And what was that? Was that like a 50-yard field goal, Greg?
Yeah. It was longer than that, but I don't know what the number was. I don't know. I mean, I was head coach, Ferentz. I don't know. I have not. I've been so busy. I'm watching all these games, taking notes, and I don't know if I don't know what. I'm not sure what Iowa did at the end of that game. To be honest, I bet he's getting a lot of heat in Iowa City.
Oh yeah, I mean he always will, but that was a great game, and Notre Dame definitely has its problems, but you can't really take anything away from Northern Illinois. Either they played a great game
yes.
and just they stuck in there and showed a lot of heart. And the state of Illinois has to have one good football team, Greg.
The coach was crying at the end of the game when he was getting interviewed. It was fantastic. LSU 23-21. They're up by 2. Holy smokes.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to let other people call in. Greg,
okay, buddy.
Great job on your show. Immaculate. Hang in there, buddy. It gets better. But take care, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
The pain will eventually go away. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Nichols 21, LSU 23. The Tigers are in a dogfight. Wow. Vanderbilt 27, Elkhorn State 0. Oklahoma 14, Houston 6. Tennessee 20, North Carolina State 3. Florida 28, Samford 7. Missouri 31, Buffalo 0. Alabama 14, South Florida 13. And I might as well put that game on the second monitor. I'm making an executive decision. I am taking off that disappointing, very disappointing North Carolina State performance. North Carolina State could not survive Greg the Ice Age. I absolutely fell in love with them. I fell in love with North Carolina State Wolfpack. And you know what that did? All basically me falling in love with the Wolfpack gave even a more bigger pathway for the Miami Hurricanes to win the ACC. That's what happened. That's what happened. Florida State's down. I actually took the orange against Georgia Tech. I didn't think Georgia Tech was ready. They lost. It was a great game, 31-28. The path has been cleared for Mario Cristobal. The path has been cleared for the Miami Hurricanes. Who knows? They run the table. They could get the number 2 seed. I don't think anybody's taking away the number 1 seed from either Georgia or Texas. But who knows? Miami could get the 2 seed, the 3 seed, or the 4th seed. But the pathway is open for the Miami Hurricanes. Jamie Thornton. I feel just terrible the way Arkansas lost. Arkansas played a very good game. They outgained Oklahoma State by more than 200 yards. Talon Green, the transfer from Boise State, I was shocked how poised he was for most of the game. They really looked good. I'm so sorry they lost, Jamie. Alabama 14, South Florida 13. That is on the second monitor. Illinois goes big. Was he in? Was he in? Was Bryant in? Yes, he was in. Down to the Kansas 42-yard line. To Mazda. Louisville has this. Louisville has this. Stanford 38, Cal Poly 7, Wake Forest 30, Virginia 17, Tennessee 20, North Carolina State 3. Clemson's up big over App State. Oh my gosh, Luke Altmaier got killed, sacked. Clemson up big, Miami up big, Louisville 49, Jacksonville State 14. Holy smokes. Tyler shot 21 to 33, 349 yards. 2 interceptions. Maurice Turner ran for 60 yards. Duke Watson ran for 51 yards. Kejon Brown, 51 yards. Isaac Brown, 43 yards. Louisville ran for 233 yards. Luke Altmaier going to keep it. He's running it. Oh, first down! Illinois! Wow! South Florida trying to bounce it out. Tackled for a loss. Alabama 14. South Florida 13. Northern Illinois stepped up and beat Notre Dame on the road. South Florida trying to do the same thing. Luke Altmaier going deep. Incomplete. Incomplete. Phone line's open, guys. Phone line is open. This is not a watch party. We're watching all the games. But technically, this is a post-game, Saturday night post-game. We're going to be doing these throughout the season. Give me a call. Let me know how you are feeling. Emotion, passion for your team or what's going on in college football. Phone lines are open. Illinois running that ball. Got nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Call from
Tristan Fibes.
Tristan is on the line. The floor is yours.
Hey there, Greg. What a crazy day in football again.
Yes. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, there's a lot of pain out there. No question about it. Go ahead, sir.
The comment I wanted to make was Arkansas snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yeah.
The kicking game let them down, 2 missed field goals.
Yes.
A muff punt that led to points. You cannot make those mistakes against a ranked opponent on the road. You simply cannot do that.
Yeah.
And, they had a great day on offense, but somehow they found a way to not put all the points up on the board that they needed to. And listen, Penn State struggled a little bit. I don't know how Alabama's doing. They early on, they weren't doing particularly well either.
Bama, 14. South Florida, 13. 7 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Yeah. So let's remember, Greg, okay, Alabama had a bad start to the season last year.
Touchdown, Illinois. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, they had a bad start to the season last year, and then they ended up at the end of the season beating Georgia to get into the playoff.
Yeah.
Don't read too much into it. And I would say the same thing goes to Penn State. Don't read too much into it. You get these small schools. This is their Super Bowl. They give them a good punch and come close, but it doesn't dictate that Alabama or Penn State are going to have a bad season.
No, it doesn't. But no, it doesn't. But they got issues, right? I mean, Notre Dame went down to Northern Illinois, so you can't let these teams hang around because eventually you're going to lose one of these games.
Yeah, that's the shocking one. I was very shocked. I didn't realize that until you announced it here recently on your show. Goodness gracious, Notre Dame, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I think, it's just too up in the air. Look, I don't want to read too much into this Texas win. Look at everything Michigan lost.
Yeah.
Greg, their coach, their quarterback, their running back all went to the NFL. How many starters on defense did they lose to the NFL? This is they're kind of in a rebuilding year.
Sure.
It's just not fair to judge the program by this game.
Sure.
Texas looks good. Give them credit for what they did, but don't read too much into it.
What I'm going to take away from Texas is, even though Michigan has taken a couple steps back and they don't have the offense, whatever, they still got a handful of NFL players on defense. In the way Quinn Ewers moved in that pocket, kept his eyes downfield, his accuracy, his multiple throwing angles, just like last year. But man, he really brought it in this game. He was absolutely sensational. And I got to admit, Jadon Blue at the end of that game made some moves in that game where I'm going to be keeping an eye on number 23, Jadon Blue, the running back for Texas. So I was impressed. But go ahead.
Yeah. And then the other thing too, and I don't know if you talked about it, but man, the Wolfpack had the ball down close, and then there was a 85-yard pick six.
Yeah, I mentioned it, and my heart just sank. South Florida, go down to the 42-yard line of Alabama. Big game. Sorry, Tristan. Go ahead, sir.
Oh no, that's fine.
Woo!
I like the commentary, Greg. I like the passion. Keep it coming.
All right, man.
Hey, listen. So it's just a crazy day. Don't read too much into it.
It's a flag! Oh my gosh!
Are they bringing it back?
Yes.
Oh man, Alabama's got some home cooking going on there.
Oh jeez. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Hey, so listen. It's still going to be Ohio State at the end, and they're still going to beat Georgia or Texas, whoever makes it. They're going to end up being the national champions this year. Just remember that.
Got it. Yeah.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
Appreciate it, sir.
All right. Bye-bye.
That was not holding. There was no holding. He put his hands on the dude's chest. That is not holding. Okay, maybe a little bit. Oh, God. I don't know, man. You got your hand and the guy moves. It was a weak call. It was a weak call. Anyways, 14-13, Alabama, South Florida. I've lost track. Illinois 20, Kansas 17, 9 minutes ago. 9 minutes ago. Holy smokes. Thank you for joining us. Hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. And then have your notifications turned on. We're going to be coming on live sometime Sunday to talk about everything that happened on Saturday. Smash the like button if you want to donate to this channel. By donation, hit the $sign and make a comment, and I'll get to super chat as quick as I can. South Florida, 2nd and 14. Big play. Called back. Good run. 3rd down. Jalen Milroe has not looked good. He was sensational in the little bit that he played in the first week, but they weren't playing anybody. South Florida, they played him tough last year. South Florida Bulls, man. Here comes Kansas. Here comes Kansas. Back to pass. There's another flag. I think they're going to call another holding on South Florida. Jalen Daniels gets brought down.
Call from
Stormy Cyclone.
I believe Dan is on the line. How are you doing, sir?
I am good. How are you?
Good. I'm having a hard time. Can you turn up your volume a little bit? And I got an echo.
Really? I'm going to turn off the TV.
Yes. Yeah, you got to turn that off as we get an echo. South Florida is punting the ball. Third down, Kansas. 8 minutes to go. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. I just was waiting for you to get on here. I'd like to congratulate you for your pick today. Finally, something good happened, I guess.
I got a couple right, I think. I'm still getting an echo here.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Well, unless I take you off speaker, I guess. But
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do that when I call in. Anyway, I'm going to finish your call here. I just want to congratulate you for getting one door out of the cooler or the freezer anyway, and
Yes.
you're almost out of it actually. Hell of a game, really. Good comeback. I think Iowa's quarterback play kind of got exposed there a little bit, don't you? The passing game.
Yes. When they need it, he can't deliver it. But I also have problems with some of those decisions that Ferentz made at the end of the game was confusing.
Yeah, that's for somebody else's decision to make, I guess.
Yeah.
But he's making big money. I know that. Highest paid employee in the state of Iowa. So I guess you got to stand by what you make there. But anyway, I'm going to let you go for the next caller. I just wanted to congratulate you and my Cyclones for a really good game. And I even was so pumped I went out and put a new flag up. So they
Wow.
can see it on the way to church.
Beautiful.
So.
All right,
All
man.
right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Craig. Yep. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, Iowa had a delay a penalty that they didn't really have to take. It was a very clunky, confusing end of that game for Iowa. But McNamara is not 13 of 29, 99 yards, 2 interceptions. Cade McNamara. Caleb Johnson, 25 carries, 187 yards. Iowa ran for over 200 yards. Caleb Johnson, 25 of 187. But the problem, the quarterback position at Iowa, man, that is difficult to overcome. Rocco Beck, 23 of 35, 272, 2 touchdowns, an interception. Abu Sama, he looked okay. A little bit banged up last week, 17 carries, 58 yards. Iowa State with a big road victory for the Cyclones. Numbskull News, Cyclones are real, folks. I had predicted them to finish third in the Big Ten. Now, Kansas State will have finished first. They could have lost that game against Tulane. Utah, They started out hot, sharp, but then they struggled. Buckeyes up 42-0. Jalen Milroe hasn't completed a pass this half. It's 2nd and 4. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Again, thank you all for joining us here at Peek Around the Corner. Post game for every game, except for the games that are going on, of course, and we're watching those. Give us a call. The phone lines are open. This is not a watch party. This is post game. Give me a call. Let me know your feelings and emotions, what you saw this week, week 2, Saturday football. Cameron Rising did get injured. I think he broke a finger, right? Was it a finger? Utah's fine. We're up 23-0. Still Austin. Okay. 2nd and 7. Illinois, incomplete. Kirk pulled a Kirk is what happened. Trevion Henderson. Hey, guy goes Tigers. Ooh, we got to talk about the Tigers. Klubnik showed up. I think they brought in the backup quarterback. I could be wrong, but I think they did. Oh! First down, Illinois. Holy smokes. Well, I don't know. K. Klubnik, 24 of 26, 378 yards, 5 TDs. Against App State, who is supposed to be coming in first in the Sun Belt or second in the Sun Belt. But you know who I have in the Sun Belt, guys? Do you know what G5 school I have going to the playoffs? You know who it is. You know who it is. It's Texas State. Illinois gets crushed. Tackle for loss, going to be about 2nd and 12. Texas State, UTSA, big game. And it turned out to be an absolute blowout. Texas State 49, UTSA 10. Texas State is my team out of all the G5 to get to the playoffs. But I'm a little worried about this. Ismail Mahdi, the great running back for the Bobcats, 9 carries for 26 yards. Did he get nicked up? Did Mahdi get injured? I got to learn that. I do not know. If anybody knows in the chat, let me know. It is 2nd and 12, Illinois. 5:25 to go in the game. Milroe's dancing around. There's a flag. They threw a flag and Milroe just throws it out of bounds. Could it be getting a holding? Hands to the face? Yeah. Penalty on Alabama. PATC watch party. PATC watch party. Thursday night. I think the game's on ESPN2 or ESPN. Texas State Bobcats go to Arizona State, I believe. Now, here's the thing. You know, the G5 school that controls its own destiny right now is Northern Illinois. Ooh, that was a great pass, broken up. Of course, maybe you can say Boise State has the control of their own destiny. They go out and beat Oregon tonight, right? I suppose that is a possibility. Not much. But when you have a great running back like Ashton Genty, holy smokes. Altmaier rolling out, flushed, throws it. He got it, completed. What a play by Illinois. Bryant again. Holy smokes. I think that's a catch. Yeah, that's a catch for Illinois. Michael Smith. Oregon might finally beat Boise State, which would be the biggest upset of the day. Holy smokes, Larry the GM. Oregon, Houston. I don't even know what the line was on that game. 40, 50 points. Oklahoma 14, Houston 12. Mr. Louisville Cardinal is in the house. ALC. The Buckeyes are just rolling. Second and 6. Illinois at Kansas 41. Pitch out. That's going to be another Illinois first down. Buckeyes 52. Western Michigan 0. 42-0. Tennessee wiping out my Wolfpack 27-3. Oklahoma 14. Houston 12. Clemson 56. App State 13. Utah State is not going to be starting their quarterback. He got injured. The former USC quarterback. We got a second down. 2nd and 11, 2nd and 12 for Illinois. They're trying to run out the clock. 3:02 remaining. Brett Bielema, that old big old offensive line, they're going to try to run this clock out. third down and about 7. Can Illinois convert another third down on this drive? Missouri 31, Buffalo 0. Alabama is deep into USF territory. If they can get a touchdown here. The phone lines are open. Give us a call. This is PATC postgame. Late Saturday night postgame. Talk about your team. Talk about any team out there. What was the biggest moment of week 2? They did go for it on 4th and 1. I saw that it was 4th and 1. They're gambling. They might as well. They might as well gamble. Will Howard, 292 yards passing. We got an injury. Alabama. We got a bad injury. Big play by Illinois. That's another first down. Illinois is running out this clock. Steel Austin. Looks like Georgia and Ohio State are on a collision course to battle each other for the national championship. Anyone disagree? I think Texas would raise their hand. I think Oregon probably believes last week was a blip on the screen, and they can prove it to everybody tonight against Boise State. So Texas and Oregon, I tell you, one team, the program, the coach, the players, the fan base, who thought they were in that top 5. In fact, I think they were ranked number 5. Notre Dame. It ain't going to happen. I know they can go on a roll. They can even make the playoffs. But that team is not beating Georgia, Texas, the Buckeyes. It's not going to happen. That was illuminating. Illuminating. They do not have the offensive line. They just don't. They don't. And the quarterback cannot throw in rhythm. I love Riley Leonard. I think he's talented. He's definitely tough. He's multi-dimensional. He has a good arm. He threw a couple interceptions today. But he can't throw on rhythm. In all those plays where the Notre Dame receiver does like a 10-in hook, a button hook, whatever, where it's a rhythm play, he can't throw. He's got to move around before he pulls the trigger. And they don't give, they don't, the O-line doesn't help out Jeremiah Love the way it should. Keep chopping. Yes, McCord is the truth. The Orange beat Georgia Tech 31-28. McCord went crazy. Absolutely crazy. Steel Austin says the Buckeyes in Georgia on a different level. It's his opinion. A lot of people agree with you. Alabama trying to punch this in. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Alabama 14, South Florida 13. Illinois 1st and 10, trying to run out this clock. 2nd and 11. Pitt lit, you need an offensive line? Ask Andrew Luck. 49-0 Buckeyes. The phone lines are open. Give us a call. This is a post-game show. We're just watching these games. Give us a call. 14-13 Alabama. Kansas threw 2 interceptions, right? A pick 6 and then another interception. I believe. I could be wrong. I'm getting some of these games mixed up. Jalen Daniels has two interceptions, right? He's got 3 interceptions. Not a good game for Jalen Daniels. Devin Neal, 14 carries for 101 yards. That guy's a beast.
Call from
Rock and Rant.
Rock and Rant. The floor is yours.
How are you, Greg?
I'm doing great. It's been a great Saturday for football. We got a couple close games here. Illinois, Kansas, Alabama, South Florida. How you feeling? Miami went big today.
Yeah. Greg, I was going to say, it's usually just 1 week a year, but I have a feeling it's going to be multiple weeks where everyone heads into the weekend saying it's a relatively crappy slate of games. There's not a lot of top 25 matchups. And invariably, that's the week where everything goes completely chaotic, and we got it in week 2.
Yeah.
So, from a Miami fan perspective, I don't know if there's a better time in the first 2 weeks that I can remember in the last, even back to the 2001, because if you're, not everyone, I don't expect everyone to know every Miami rivalry, but from my perspective, the unholy trinity is Florida State, Florida, and Notre Dame, and they've all completely imploded on national TV in 2 weeks. And Miami's actually good in a way that I don't think is figment of imagination level, even despite the competition. So it was glorious because I was already in cloud 9 laughing about Florida State and Florida. No disrespect to my friend Carrigo Knowles. Thoughts and prayers for you, my friend.
Yeah.
But to see Notre Dame do it, there's nothing better than a crying leprechaun.
Yeah.
And for them to do it at home, and just seeing the reaction from the Northern Illinois team and that coach on, and how hard they worked, that was awesome enough. It would have been amazing if I didn't already despise Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But watching the reaction from that team,
Yeah.
It's so much you almost forget what Texas did to Michigan.
Hold on. Rock and Rant, I do apologize. We had 2 significant happenings. 1, Kansas stopped Illinois in a bootleg. I don't know what Illinois is going to do here, but it's 4th and 14. But even bigger, I do believe Alabama just lost the ball to USF at USF's 2-yard line. Jalen Milroe did not get the snap. He fumbled. The Bulls got the ball down 1 at their 3-yard line. Rock and Rant, go ahead. I apologize, sir.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm super interested in that game. Last year we had Alabama was out South Florida and had a super close game, right? South Florida's quarterback is really good. To me, he's one of the 2 potential transfer portal quarterbacks that everyone's going to want next year if he just decides to leave South Florida. But for this to be happening in Tuscaloosa is pretty remarkable. But there was a lot of games today that were interesting, like the Georgia Tech Syracuse game. I don't know what to think about any of that now. It's Syracuse really good because Georgia Tech is actually good and Florida State's not that bad, or do I dismiss that game because of the sequence of Florida State versus Boston College? What does that game even mean in the the chaos of the ACC. Colorado being a clown show again is completely not shocking, except for maybe the people who are drinking the Dion Kool-Aid. Just a whole lot of interesting things. And Miami was playing, a really good, FCS level program. They won the HBCU title last year, but played exactly how you would expect. Came out really strong. Got a little bit, sloppy as they put in some of the backups in the second quarter. Mario read them the riot act. And unlike past Miami teams of the last few years, came out of the third quarter, ran up a bunch of points in the first 10 minutes and put Cam Ward and everybody on ice and got all of the people you've heard of being recruited the last couple of years from Burn. So it was a typical game like that. The scoreboard reflected it with a little bit of a down period in the second. But, just a pretty amazing thing. I thought Texas would win against Michigan. I didn't expect it to be that big, but it was still a pretty impressive thing. So, I think you're right. You got Georgia. You got Ohio State clearly. Texas definitely is going to have a lot to say. Clemson is making a statement with their game. That's actually a game I thought would be closer with Appalachian State, just looking at the history there. So they're bouncing back strong, like one of the better teams bouncing back from not just a loss, but a pretty devastating loss. So, I think we know a lot about a few teams, and we know some bad things about a few teams, and then everything else is a total mess because it's going crazy from week to week, whether it's the Arkansas game against Oklahoma State. Everything was insane today.
Yep. And Miami, they just took Notre Dame's spot, right? Miami's going to be sitting there, number 5, number 4 in the polls, right? So
we'll see. We'll see how the polls do. Miami was in the AP poll was 12 heading into this. You got two teams that lost ahead,
and I think Alabama's going to fall here. I don't know if they're going to lose, but I think they're going to step back.
Right.
Yeah.
Miami. I'm not super worried about that. Miami's got to win the damn games, right? And it takes care of itself. And if that happens based off of the fact. The schedule is what it is. But I don't even know what Miami's future schedule is at this point because the games you thought were going to be big, I'm not sure. And now Miami's playing USF and is playing Syracuse, and maybe those are more important games. So we shall see. But nothing is written in stone. You still got to win these games until Miami pulls a whole season off of winning games that they're supposed to win and not, playing themselves out of stuff. I'm not going to completely dunk, but I will dunk on the fact that Notre Dame lost at home to Northern Illinois today because they deserve to be dunked on, and praise also needs to be given to Northern Illinois for giving us that upset moment, which is why we still love college football despite 14,000 lawsuits.
Beautiful. Thank you, Rocket.
What is the game? I'll hang up, but I'm just curious, what is the game that surprised you the most besides Notre Dame, Illinois, as I hang up and let you tell us?
Penn State, Bowling Green. Penn State, I thought was going to win by 45. So
that's another one. I in the scheme of everything, I forgot about it already because there's been so much chaos.
Yeah.
And there's another team that won their game but could drop in the rankings if everybody just reassesses over what they saw actually happen on field and not just where the rankings were, just a pure one-loss perspective. But there's another amazing game. So awesome, man. Have a great rest of the night. We'll see what else chaos happens tonight.
Appreciate it. Kansas has it, 2nd and 10, 22 seconds to go. They got it at their 41. Kansas needs to make a big play downfield. Daniels, back to pass, way back there, rolling out now. He's going to run it. I don't like that. Don't like it. You got to force it. At this point, you got to make a miracle.
Call from
Nitwit.
Nitwit is on the line. The floor is yours. Penn State survives. Defeats Bowling Green. 27-24. What are your thoughts, sir?
Hey, I'll take this win, Greg. In a day like this in college football, things can go haywire for a lot of people. We come out with a victory, and I'll take it. And I think in that game, there's a lot of positives. Our running backs, Nick Singleton went off. Allard played really well.
First down, Kansas.
Really
go ahead. Keep going. 8 seconds to go.
and the defense pretty much don't everybody get out of whack here. They scored 3 points in the second half, so there was some adjustments made. And,
Yep.
And Penn State took care of business, so they're not going to drop in the polls.
They're going to drop a little bit. Come on now. What? No, they were number 8.
I don't know.
Right?
Not with Notre Dame losing.
Oh, they probably won't. You're correct.
Yeah, and who knows what's going to happen with this Alabama game.
Alabama's driving again.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
But I have to say, I want to call in about the picks. I picked Pitt to upset Cincinnati. There was my big pick. I was talking Pitt up in the chat. Don't take Cincinnati. And Pitt won. So big win there for Pitt. And I got to give a shout out to all the Northeast schools. Syracuse balled out.
Yeah.
You got Boston College 2-0.
Yep.
Pretty
good.
They might play a big role in the ACC. And, it's like the old Big East. You got Syracuse, Boston College, and Miami, and so we'll see what's going to happen there. The thing is, I got to say about Iowa, you got to make a change, man. I knew when Ferentz was coming back. I remember, Greg. Did you watch the game?
Yes.
That 4th and 1, and he punted or something.
Yep.
You just knew they were going to lose the game.
Yep.
And that's even the coach at the Iowa, the Cyclone coach is like, all you got to do is stop them, and we're going to win this game. You know what I mean? And I think you got to play for the win there, man. You got to go for it. And Ferentz is not that type of coach, and I don't think you can be that type of coach in college football anymore. So,
I think they make the move
Iowa
next year, probably after this season.
Yeah. Big win for and I just want to give a shout out to Nebraska and their coach. Maybe this hype train for Colorado will be just derailed, and there will be no more hype anymore for Colorado. And we can stop talking about them.
Yeah.
And start talking about serious college football. Yeah. Okay? Thanks a lot, Greg. You have a good night.
Appreciate it, my man. Beautiful call. Game over. Illinois has defeated Kansas 20-17. I'm sorry, 23-17. 23-17. Jamie Thornton, didn't you say the Wolfpack would win the ACC? Greg, well, there's 2 things here, Jamie. 2 things. 1, I fell in love with North Carolina State. I took her out to dinner. I took her to a movie. I bought her a gift. I asked her to marry me. She turned me down. North Carolina State has dumped me because I guess my personality is a little bit too cold. Alabama touchdown. But I also have to say this, Jamie. I did say the Wolfpack was going to win the ACC. This doesn't count as an ACC conference game. So maybe North Carolina State is still going to win the ACC. We're going to find out. Should have took it for a test drive, Greg. She dumped me. She absolutely dumped me. Illinois wins a big game, 20-17 over Kansas. Alabama is up 8. Still a 1-score touchdown and a 2-point conversion for South Florida. They can get back into this. Jalen Daniels, 3 interceptions, does in the Jayhawks. Too many mistakes. Oklahoma is still only up 14-12 at the end of the 3rd quarter. TCU up big over Long Island University. Arizona 3, Northern Arizona 0. Washington State 7, Texas Tech 0. These games have just started. Arizona State and Mississippi State Going to be on ESPN in 6 minutes. This is PATC postgame. Okay, let me switch this out here. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Alabama kicking it off. First down, South Florida. I'm going to put this on. Second down at the Alabama's 43-yard line. Boise State is up 3-0 over Oregon early in the first quarter. I tell you what, it is very strange to have all these Big Ten games late at night. Holy moly. USC plays on the Big Ten Network, 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central. There could be a targeting call in Alabama. Indiana, 77. Western Illinois, 3. Evil Badgers, 27. South Dakota 13. Virginia is 31. Wake Forest 30. 31-30. Wake Forest has got the ball 2 minutes ago. I am going to go ahead and on my second monitor, I'm going to go ahead and put Texas Tech Red Raiders and the Washington State game. Alabama, South Florida. Here comes South Florida down 8, 1st and 10. Illini Ted, tonight we're all Bull fans. Again. Down to Alabama's 8-yard line. The Bulls are driving on Alabama in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It's second down. There's still 8 minutes to go in the game. So South Florida punches us in and goes for 2 and don't get it. They're still in this thing. They're still in it. Second and goal. Nothing. Third and goal. You might have to think about kicking the field goal if you don't get any more yards here. South Florida might have to kick the field goal. This is a crucial third down play. I thought Oklahoma's got the ball back, I think. Don't they have the ball back? Gary? Third down. Shotgun. UCF runs the ball 3 times. It looks like they're setting up for a field goal here. OU interception. Jeez. Missed field goal. Wow. Oklahoma 14. Houston 13. Keltner 45-yard field goal miss. Now South Florida's going to kick it. Alabama 21. South Florida 16. They're within 1 score. South Florida might be the best team in the state of Florida. Miami would have something to say about that nitwit. By the way, Legway, DJ Legway, first start for the Gators, pretty impressive. Real good outing for DJ Legway, who played because Graham Mertz suffered a concussion. Phone lines are open. 763-260-1333. Rock and Rant throws the elbow back. Pittsburgh Panthers with a huge comeback. Defeats Cincinnati 28-27. Pitt may be the best team in Pennsylvania. Miami and Penn State are throwing elbows. UCF ain't bad. That's right. Iowa State might be the best team in Iowa. Minnesota might be the best team in St. Thomas is probably better. Alabama 61-16. They've got the ball. 6:45 to go. Houston, Donovan Smith. They got a new set of downs. Good run by Alabama. Good run. Second and short. Big run by Bama. Big run. Illinois defeated Kansas. Bama touchdown. That should probably ice the game. Houston driving on Oklahoma. It was fun while it lasted. Bama puts USF away. Again, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and have your turn on your notifications. We come on live at any time. 7 days a week, we can come on live anytime with breaking news. We do watch parties, post-game. We make selections throughout the week. We break news here at Peek Around the Corner, college football. So please hit the subscribe button and have your notifications turned on. And smash the like button if you've liked our content during this live stream. If you want to support this college football rebel outpost channel with a donation to help us keep the lights on, hit the $sign where you make a comment, and I'll get to super chat as quick as I possibly can. I appreciate you all coming on in. This is our second live show of the day. First was a watch party, Texas and Michigan. The second one here is a post game where you can call in. The phone lines are open. Phone lines are open. Give us a call, 763-260-1333. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be watching. Houston's got the ball in Oklahoma territory. They're only down 2. Shout out to the Nebraska cheerleaders. Carry gold nose. I'm not watching that game. But anyways, I do appreciate the super chat. And Nebraska cheerleaders get the tip of the cap from Mr. Seminoles. Carry gold nose expedition. Greg, 7-3 Oregon. 7-3 the Ducks. Texas Tech Red Raiders. Down 7-0. They've got the ball. Looks like South Florida. It looks like it's over for them. Vanderbilt rolls over Elkhorn State 55-0. Texas Tech rumbling, bumbling. Appreciate the generosity, Kerry Goldnose. Thank you so much for helping us keep the lights on. Thank you, good sir. Tennessee curb stop in the Wolfpack, Nick Boardman.
Call from
Replica.
Replica is on the line. The floor is yours.
Good evening. Hope everybody's doing well. I want to talk about the games this week, and then I want to speak a little bit on Dion at the end. So just give me some runway for the last part. But
Sure,
I'll
go
try to
ahead.
run through the week. I was impressed with Texas. I thought we played very well today. I was kind of disappointed in Michigan's offensive line. I thought they would have a better grasp on the game, and they got to figure out their quarterback situation. Orgy, Warren, these are not Division I caliber quarterbacks. I'm sorry. They gotta figure that part out. But I thought they looked good. Quinn looked like he was in command today, but I don't think it's an indication on future games, especially once we get to conference play. You're going to have much better quarterbacks, much better offenses. So while this was a good performance, I wouldn't have any major takeaways as far as what Texas will look like on a week-to-week basis. I thought Iowa State showed a lot of heart today. It was a point at the end of the first half where Iowa was ready to put the knockout blow. They got the goal line stand and made the plays to win. Arkansas, oh my God.
Yeah.
Talk about losing, how to lose the football game in less than an hour.
Yeah, that was tough. Sam Pittman's in a lot of trouble now.
I don't know if he's going to be able to dig his way out of this. And I think the worst part about it is just like the quarterback, he looked clearly in over his head, like he didn't understand the situation. The back-to-back sacks basically lost him the game at the end of regulation, just took him 20, 30 yards back. That would have been a very makeable kick just based off of the trajectory.
Yeah.
So I thought
he
that was
played good all the way until the end, Taylor Green. I thought he had a lot of composure all the way until the end. Then he collapsed.
Yeah. I think Bowling Green looked really good this week, and they've looked well. I think they could be like a G5 playoff contender. They messed up with Penn State in the trenches. Like they were kind of pushing them around for a bit. So that was pleasant to see. Tulane play well. That was another thing that was pleasant to see. I think both Kansas State and Oklahoma State have been a touch overrated, although I give K-State some grace because they're breaking in a new quarterback. But I don't see the vision with Oklahoma State being like a playoff contender. I think that's just ridiculous when you have a quarterback that bad. Bowman had so many balls that should have been picked off.
Yeah.
Just left too much air underneath it.
He was throwing out the back of his foot the whole game. Yeah.
Yeah, with no pressure either. That was the crazy part.
Yeah.
Alabama's in a bit of a dogfight, which is kind of surprising, but not really because South Florida played them tough last year. Tennessee looks really good. Yeah. They look like a well-oiled machine.
Yes.
And I think there's 5 SEC teams: Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, and who's the last team I'm thinking of? Ole Miss. 4 of those teams are going to make the playoff. One of them is going to miss it. And I feel bad for the coach that does because there's not going to be any excuses, but it's not going to be easy either. I have the most confidence in Tennessee out of all of those teams that they'll be in the playoffs. Given their schedule and how good their offense looks. Bill looks like he's in complete command.
And how good their head coach is for offense. Yep.
Yeah. Piper's doing a hell of a job.
Yeah. These are great offensive
this was an interesting week too. But the last thing I'll say to Colorado, I'm pro Deion Sanders. I actually played against one of his select teams about 10 or 12 years ago when I was in middle school. He's invested a lot of time and resources into the community, and I want to see him do well, but I really can't defend what's going on right now. He looks like a mediocre coach. Yeah. Nebraska's a better team, but they're not 3 possessions better. And it just amazes me not only the refusal to run the ball, because when they've ran, they've had success. I think people kind of miss the narrative to just, they can't do it. They can if they actually try. Yeah. But I think he's a guy who's had so much success in his life that I think this is probably, as crazy as it sounds, it's probably the first time he's actually failed at something.
Yeah, probably.
And I think he's learning the hard lesson in real time. Like he's gonna have to change the way he coaches, because this is the same game plan they ran out last week, just 4 or 5 wide. Shador's getting killed. You have to do something. Like, even if you can't run the ball, you have to at least try. You can chip. There are things you can do, but just that game plan was poor.
I'm sorry. And
Yep.
he's gonna have to change. He's gonna have to change his perspective. And there are certain players on that team that are getting playing time based off of things that they do in practice and in and around the building. And I get it. Trying to establish a winning culture, you want to reward players for doing the right thing and having a standard of being prepared. Because if I've watched some of this stuff on like well-off media, where he's emphasizing meetings and preparation and all the little things, but this like they're playing Charlie Alford all over Dallin Hayden. Like that's the kind of decision that makes you lose credibility. Because Dallin's clearly a better player, and even if he's lacking in some areas, you still have to give your team the best chance to win. And, you know, Hank Zelinkas, the center, is another guy. He's the guy that was recruited by the previous staff. He wasn't recruited by Dion, but when Dion was hired, he didn't pull the offer because he believed in the kid. But he is just getting killed every play. I mean, I understand Seaton's having a rough night because he's a true freshman, but they have no push in the middle. He is just getting killed, and it's just bad. Like, they got Khalil Benson at right guard. He played right tackle at Indiana. He was pretty good last year. Like, why is he playing guard? He's going to have to do some soul searching and figure it out, because this formula that he has is not working.
Yeah.
And he's starting to lose a bit of credibility.
Well, we got to remember Colorado was so bad before he got there, right? So
right.
They have improved. I mean, the program is more competitive under him.
Listen, I'm saying this as this is me saying kind of like the part that he needs to hear, even if he's not going to hear from me.
Sure.
But I'm for him. I want to do well. They have good players. They have. If you just look player for player, they have good players. This is the difference in this game right now is coaching. Like, it's just this refusal to run the ball. You almost make it to a point where it's easy to game plan against. It's like an ace pitcher who only throws fastballs. Yeah, you might have a great fastball, but if the hitter knows you're only going to throw fastballs, at some point the hitter's going to get out in front of it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. You got to mix it up.
Yeah, I was disappointed in the performance. Really coaching, not even the players. But, you know, we'll see. I have faith in him that he'll eventually figure it out, but he's really going to have to reevaluate his philosophy and how he tries to game plan against teams, because lining up with 4 wide receivers, a bad offensive line, and a walk-on running back is just it's not going to cut it.
Yeah.
No matter how good they do in the meeting rooms and how much they study, you have to give the team at least a chance.
Yeah. Great point, man. Great point.
But other than that, another great week of college football. Syracuse, I told you about Syracuse. They got an easy schedule. I think they can do some damage in the ACC, but we'll see.
Yeah, great win. Great day for Kyle McCord. I really like their running back too, but he didn't do much today. But
yeah, one last thing I completely forgot. Congratulations to Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
What a performance that was.
Yes.
That's the kind of stuff they make movies without that performance right there.
That head coach, man, he was crying at the end of that. A real man cry, man. A real man cry, and he's a real dude.
Yeah, played for Northern Illinois, now coaching.
Yes, sir.
No, they should be in that G5 playoff conversation as well.
Yes.
And I think that's the beautiful part about this new format is that you're gonna have so many teams that all they are is one game away, one play, one season.
Yes. And now the MAC schools love that Northern Illinois won that game, because if they beat Northern Illinois, you know, they vault. They might, you know, the MAC champion might be the representative for the G5, which I don't think anybody really thought was going to happen, but it could happen now with that big win.
I think that the MAC winner has to be the favorite. Just
right now,
considering that North Illinois is going to be ranked, and Bowling Green look good last week, and then they passed the eye test today. So if those teams can continue to win and they get to I don't know how the MAC divisions work, but if they're to play each other in a conference championship game, that winner is going to have some legitimacy.
Yep.
And
yep.
I think the Mountain West might cannibalize itself, honestly.
Yep.
A lot of scrappy teams out west.
All right, man. Beautiful call, sir. Beautiful.
All right. Have a good one.
Appreciate it, my man. Replica. Ryan Brooks. Texas State looked very good. The problem, first of all, yes, they play this Thursday against Arizona State. Arizona State's playing right now, but I'm nervous about Ismail Mahdi, the great running back for the Texas State Bobcats. If you look at the box score, he got the ball like 9 times, which is like 11 less times than he usually gets it. I don't know if he got nicked up, injured. He can't be injured. I mean, he can't be injured for Texas State to make a run at beating Arizona State this Thursday and then run the board in the Sun Belt. The main competition for Texas State was considered to be App State, and they probably are. So I'm happy for Texas State, but I'm worried for Texas State because was there an injury to Ismail Mahdi? If anybody knows, let me know in the chat. Fourth down with 2 minutes left. The Sooners will have to punt. Thank you, Jamie. Boise State 10, Oregon 7 into the second quarter. Ashton Genty, 42 yards. He's already got 42 yards. And Oregon isn't getting anything on the ground. Dylan Gabriel's 3 of 3 for 74 yards. Houston has a long ways to go. Steele Austin. It's got to go 75 to get in a field goal range. Nope. Oregon got us. Oklahoma got a safety, so that should end that. I believe that's on Peacock. So I'm going to shut this down. Our games are basically completed. We took a lot of phone calls. We did a post game. We're going to be doing this every late Saturday night. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to be doing watch parties and post games. Post games, the phone line is going to be open throughout the whole show. So I hope everyone's going to get used to it. This is what we're going to do. I appreciate you all coming in. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. Smash the like button if you like our content. Have your notifications turned on. We're coming on sometime Sunday. We're going to be doing a live show, a review of week 2, and then we're going to look at week 3 games, and there's some information that I want to pass forward to you, peek around the corner. So we're going to be doing a live show tomorrow, Sunday. I know, NFL Sunday, yada, yada, yada. But we're going to do a show. It's probably going to be in the morning. So, maybe a breakfast show. But we're going to get it done. We got to talk college football. We got to talk college football. Even if none of you sickos show up, we got to talk college football on a Sunday on September 8th. I do appreciate you all coming on in the show. A couple of the donations, thank you so much. The chat room was on fire. The phone lines were burning up. Great calls. Thank you so very much. It was a great Saturday. And hopefully it's going to be a great Sunday for you all. Thursday night, we're going to be doing a watch party. Arizona State against Texas State, my team, the Bobcats. So show up Thursday night. I know there's going to be an NFL game, whatever. Show up to PATC Thursday night watch party, and we'll see you tomorrow. Until then, please, you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.